I just thought I'd show you all around the camp. So bear with us for a while and we're gonna go for a walk.
Go ahead.
This is post headquarters. It's a great place to be. Where the colonel and all those guys, they do all their important stuff in there. You really never know what's going on. That's our cannon. Can you see it? Can you see it? Anyways, that's the cannon. They fire that at 5 o'clock. It's really exciting. You ought to see it. You ought to be here.
Yeah, which is time's already over.
Yeah. Gate. That's where that little first scene you saw when he panned back and forth with the camera. Now, if we move over to the left, okay, you go by. That's the civilian command thing right there, that little green Quonset hut, and you keep coming over. That's what a Korean woman looks like. You get to the theater. It's really not a very big thing. Most of the buildings here on Camp Page are all Quonset huts. Keep going.
She's too old.
She's too old. Keep going down to the left, and there is the recreation center. That place is alright. It's got a few cool things in it. That's our newly built fire station right there. That yellow building.
Somebody asked to like rec center.
Oh, you're still in the rec center?
Yeah.
Okay.
Say something.
Oh, is you rolling?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All this is right out in front of post headquarters. All it says is who built Camp Page and when it was built by the 44th Engineer Battalion in 1958. So that's that. Now, I was talking about off to the left of the rec center was the fire station. You didn't get to see it before, but here it is. This is our Camp Page fire station. And down next to that Korean guy who's... Okay. I don't know where you are. Where are you now?
Fire station.
Oh, okay.
Looking at the vehicles. All M49A Charlie.
Okay, then you get to the Korean guy with the Cherokee down there. And right next to that is the burger bar.
We're gonna get there later on.
Oh yeah, we'll go by there later on.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we've got that little brown
telephone box.
Yeah, that little brown box right there. That's where I always call y'all from. And right next to that is the library. It's not very big, but it'll do. Then you have our chapel. Hold on to the chapel for a second.
Chapel?
Yeah, hold on to the chapel. If you look at the chapel, it looks really nice from the front, doesn't it? Yeah, all the stones and stuff. But on the back side of the chapel, see how it's a Quonset hut just hidden by the stones? So okay, then we move on down, and you see behind that concert. Well, you haven't gotten there yet, I don't think. But right off to the left of the chapel is the commissary. That's that orangish or yellowish Quonset hut there.
Well, let's move to CID.
Yeah, and then we're coming over to the Camp Page branch office, CID, Criminal Investigation Division. Those are the bad guys.
Just like CIA's.
Yeah, only it's the Army version. And this is post headquarters again. Gross.
Small.
That's Timmy Gross. He's our generator mechanic. Timmy sucks. Too close. That is Sergeant Freeman.
What an ugly face.
Hey now. It's supposed to put the face in the world.
This is PFC Right.
Just passing by.
Anyways, that's where everybody goes to get drunk, especially PFC Right. That's the burger bar over this way. We're coming over this way now. Burger bar. That's where everybody else goes to get drunk. Either there or there. One of the two places. And right over this way is my barracks. That's Snoopy. That's Cooley.
That Dumbo's spot.
This is a memorial. I've never read it before. I'll read it now, though. Dedicated to those American soldiers whose valiant sacrifice helped pave the way for peace and prosperity in the land of the morning calm. How special. Let's move on. We're going down to the craft shop. Well, come on. What are you waiting for?
I'm following you.
Well, come on.
Go ahead.
I'm going. Well, this is the craft shop. This is where Mr. Yoon works. We're going to go find him right now. find this view, except the craft shop is closed. So we're not going to find it, because it's closed. Anyways, back on down that way is TMP, Transportation Motor Pool, and the power station's down there. And what else? 128th fuel point is down there.
And over the fence, that's the civilians.
Yeah, those are civilians. That's our fence. That's the Camp Page fence. It looks kind of tall from this side, but the ground actually starts about halfway up the wall on the other side. That's some kids practicing Taekwondo. I don't know if you can hear them.
That's another stupid fuck.
Yeah. Whoops, sorry. That's the MP station down there. See the little crossed pistols on the door there. I don't know if you can see them from where you are. That's the MP station.
They can see the MP car.
Oh, okay. And this is the back of the movie theater.
This is it.
Yeah, that's it. The back of the movie theater. This is the commissary. See that white building right there in the middle? Right. See the sign that says commissary over the door? That building right behind it, that's my barracks. That's where I live, 2nd floor, room 209. These, if we swing left here, all these Quonset huts right here are senior NCO barracks, like E7s and Sergeant Majors and stuff.
Oh, that's still right there. We already passed that.
Where? Well, these are too.
These are no.
Yeah, they are.
No.
What are they?
They are for the hotel.
For what?
Hotel. That's for the wizard. Somebody visiting of Camp Page.
Oh, okay. Anyways, down this way, the dispensary, the medical dispensary is down there. We'll go down there later because that's where the PX is.
And there's the officers'
This
barracks.
is the officers' barracks right here, and then the new officers' barracks are right behind it. They're still being built. And this red building right here is the Weapons Support Detachment Korea Communications Vault. You'll never see the inside of that. And then 199th Personnel Service Company are these two Quonset huts right next to it. And then once again, post headquarters. See, Camp Page is so small that really everything's right there in the middle. So it's really easy to find things. And it's so small, basically everybody knows everybody else too. There's fire station again, and the rec center. And that's where we were standing before by that stop sign. And the chapel's right there where the little yellow flowers and stuff are.
Cut.
Door open right there on the right. That's 309th Battalion headquarters.
The 2nd floor.
2nd floor, well, 1st floor is too, but 1st floor is PAC. That's personal actions. That's where you like submit all your leave requests and things like that. And
right next to it is the mess hall.
yeah, the mess hall's right behind it. It's in between those two buildings there where that guy's walking. And that other building off to the left is the Weapons Support Detachment Korea headquarters. And that is a green utility truck. We see lots of those around here. And that's also the medical dispensary right next to it. This building right here. And that is a little blue Toyota, a Japalac. And that's the dispensary. Now we're going to move on down. The PX is off to the right, or left. You can't see it right now, though. We'll move on down that way now. So, oh, here's the officer's bill. It's closer up. Not that you really need to see it, but
No,
it's here.
I don't want it.
Okay.
Right after PT.
Right after PT, yeah. And this is the medical clinic. See, health and dental. How special. This is where all the guys who get BD go. That's our Camp Page water tank up there. Let's see, what else? Oh, good, we're going to get to go by the colonel's room. So we'll show them the colonel's room. That's also the yellow building right underneath the water tank. That's the water purification plant for Camp Page. Let's see, what else? Camp Page miniature golf course. How special. It's small, but it's adequate. I think it's 9 holes? 9 holes, right? Lee.
Don't ask me.
Yeah, it's 9 holes.
9 holes?
Yeah, somebody says 9 holes.
Yeah.
Small but adequate.
Small but adequate. It serves the purpose for which it was designed. See, that yellow building right back there, that's our hangar. We'll go by there later. Barbershop / beauty salon. We've only got 2 on Camp Page, and that's one of them. And then right next to that
Just a minute, just a minute.
Oh, what's wrong?
No, there's nothing
Oh.
wrong. That's place Kennedy's hanging out.
Who? Kennedy?
Yeah, your old roommate.
Yeah, old roommate. He used to hang out in there all the time.
And he was hanging out the
Steam and
Steam
Cream.
and Cream too.
Yeah.
But
We'll go by the Steam and Cream later. It's a massage parlor, but they do other things there too.
yeah,
that's-
arcade and
Yeah,
shoe
concession
repair.
arcade and shoe repair. Well,
Right.
shoe repair is also a tailor shop. You can get suits and stuff made there.
Right
and-
behind the sign is the exchange center.
Yeah.
Somebody just came out. Ooh.
Oh, who is that? She must be new. Who is that? Oh, she just got married. I know her. I saw her before. She just got married. But those are two typical camp page soldiers. And this is the doghouse. Well, it's coming. But these are the tables for the doghouse. That little building right there is a doghouse. There's really not much going on here. You can see the shelves were kind of bare. In this concession arcade, they sell shirts and all kinds of other stuff. This corner here's PX. That's our PX. This is our new pack NCO behind us. Whip it around, guy.
Hey, too fast, too fast.
Oh, sorry.
Just a minute, just a minute. There you go. Say something, say something. Say something.
That's our new pack NCO.
That's right. I'm here to take care of all of your personal affairs. If you're having any problems, any money problems, don't come see me.
Alright, so.
Later on, sorry. Hair shop. What more can you say? This way, Kato.
Go ahead, go walk through it.
Oh, okay. This is military clothing. They sell all kinds of, well, military clothing.
So that crow's running now.
Yeah. Well, that's because it's... No, Korean Thanksgiving was yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, day before yesterday.
Well, it was closed because of the holiday, but it's still closed. Over here is our bank. I don't use it.
And they charge $1 for the
Cash a check.
cash checks,
Yeah.
which
Over
is
there.
just
Over there.
disgusting.
Can you see that 1009 over there, please?
Yeah,
Okay. That's military intelligence. You don't want to mess with those guys.
like me.
Oh yeah. like you.
Linguist.
Oh, it used to be military intelligence. Yeah, if you think about it, military intelligence are two words that do not go together. That's the gym. It's adequate.
Oh, this is a Korean vehicle right here from the Daewoo.
Yeah. And that's an American vehicle behind it, or was. The Steam and Cream's right around the corner here. We'll go walk down that way.
This door is going to the
That's
gym
going to the
right
gym,
there.
yeah. Well, I said that. That's going to the gym. And then around the corner is the other place. See the steam bath? That's the, what we call Steam and Cream. That's one of the girls who works in there.
Give it some kind of special job.
Yeah. Yeah, picture. That's screwed up, sorry. He said we should have gotten a shot of her the other way so you get a picture of her flat chest. That's our dry cleaner. Boy, how exciting. That's the Ed Center, right there, that green one, that green building. And once again, the wonderful Camp Page water tower.
Purely can be.
Yes. Yeah, Camp Page swimming pool is kind of closed down because it's cold here now. It's usually open in the summer though. And this Quonset hut right here, this is AFKN, our AFKN detachment. Armed Forces Radio Korean Network or something like that. And this is the surveillance section. Are you on that yet?
Mm-hmm.
That's the surveillance section for SAC 3. SAC standing for Surveillance Ammunition Accountability Control Team. That's the guys that we work with, or that I work with. And these two Quonset huts right next to each other over there, that's SAC 3. And on down this way, all those little blue flags, those were the company headquarters for the 309th Attack Helicopter Battalion. And that last building down on the end that has that little pointed, what do you call that, a pagoda or something? What's that little roof thing?
Some kind of Korean roof.
Yeah, that's HSC, that's my company headquarters. That's Tent City down there. It's where all the guys who come over here for the Team Spirit military exercise, they stay. That's a U.S. Army captain, big whoop.
That's good. Stop.
Battalion S4, 309 AHB, dun dun dun. That's unit supply. It says supply only, but anybody can go in there. This is
now they expired.
Strike
What's
deep, sir.
happening there? How you guys doing?
this
What's
is
up, sir?
this
Just
is
don't be close, sir. Just stay right there, right there.
this is Captain Guiata. He's the battalion S4 supervisor.
Shaka. I'm gonna lose my butt here, and I know that for a fact.
Yeah, they're missing a whole bunch of material.
Oh shit.
See you guys later. Hi, Mom, from Camp Pagey Dog.
Okay. You know, if we filmed it, this is our bulletin board. If we filmed it in your room, we'd probably walk inside the living room.
I don't know, man. I'm not sure about that.
Alright. Anyways, that's our orderly room. That's where the first sergeant hangs out. But, oh, this is our hangar behind us. He'll spin around and you can see the hangar. I don't know who that person is, but that's our hangar. That's a dog, Kegogi.
Camera's gonna break.
What's up, sir?
Camera's gonna break, you know. See this guy come in there?
That's
Got a flight up right there.
okay, yeah, that's flight ops. That building, see the control tower?
Yeah.
The building right next. Well, I'm not talking to you. Of course, you can see the control tower.
Just say something, man.
The building right behind
Don't
the
piss me off.
the building right behind the control tower is flight operations. That's where all the things hang out. These are
Right before that,
Yeah.
we got the fire department.
yeah. Get the rock soldiers, guy. You got them?
Got him.
Those are 2 Korean rock soldiers. They're the guys who control the aerial defense for Camp Page. They've got some 50 caliber machine guns down at the end of the runway. That's what those guys use. This is our hangar. That's Captain Love. That's my company commander. He's out doing PT. He's such a good soldier. What's up, sir?
Taking film.
Say
I
mom,
gotta send
sir.
something home to my parents. See, that's our spectacular view. Actually, it really is a pretty nice view. And this is our flight line. This is where all our helicopters are. All one of them. No, we've got more than that. That's an OH-58 that just went by. These are Cobras, more of our view. And there's somebody out there working on a 58. There's a Cobra up in the air right there. You can't see it though. And that's way down there.
Let me get the Cobra.
Okay.
Got him.
Okay.
Going down.
Okay. Well, they're firing up that 58 over there. Anyways, way down there is the control tower that we're using right now. A real teeny thing. It's got Koreans in it. They don't, we've got Americans down here that run sometimes, but most of the time there's Koreans. And that's about it. Way down there. See the building that says elevation?
They got him.
Okay, that's a Himmet parked in front of there. And that little white building off to the left, that's where I work. That's my shop. That's where the best cooks in the Army serve the worst food in the Army. Actually, the food's all right here. And going down past that, you come back to the barracks. Again, my barracks is the middle barracks. And then there's flight operations again. And that other building right in front of it, that's the crash station. And then there's our shop again with the light on. And the control tower, and ooh, look at that view. All the pretty colors up in the valley. Fun. That's where we get our weapons from. Well, actually, that's the NBC room right there. Right next to it, off to the right, down inside is the arms room. And this is the back of the mess hall. That's Sergeant Rhodes. He's the mess sergeant. He's pretty cool. Camp Page crash station. We already showed you that. And over there to the left is the Chuncheon train station. It's right out our back gate. You can
Take the train to the assault.
yeah, I take trains to Seoul Line. Well, you can take a train anywhere in this country. Daggone country's so small.
Oh shit.
Up there. Hey, go up on the hill over there. Over to the right, and then up. You know where the mountain is? Okay. Say this weekend sometime, maybe we're gonna try and get a shot from over there, up where that concrete wall is. We're probably gonna try and get a shot from up there. See if we can't get the whole post in. This is what's the name of that mountain?
Bongo-san.
Bongo-san? What's it mean?
Who knows?
Just a name, huh? That's a mountain. On the bike there. He's a new guy. He's a new guy.
He's a newbie.
He's a new guy to Korea. Say hi, Mom.
Say hi, Mom.
Say hi, Mom. This is the old fire station, that green building. These are the vehicles we drive. They're called HIMMETs, Heavy Expanded Mobility Tactical Truck. And the rounded ones are the fuel HIMMETs, and the square ones are the cargo HIMMETs. I drive the squared off ones, the cargos. We haul ammo around all over
Which
the
is a
country.
non-drivers.
Non-drivers. And here's a closer shot of flight operations.
No, I didn't get that.
Well, you haven't gotten there yet. It's going to be a closer shot of flight operations. Okay, there's flight ops and the control tower again. And off to the left, there's the Air Force Guy's satellite dish and our shop, POL and ammo. And of course the old control tower. I think there's still people up in there now. And once again, the Chuncheon train station. You still going?
Yeah.
See-
I'm gonna turn around.
Oh, you're gonna turn all the way around?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know who he was.
Crash point again.
Yeah, it's crash point again. And our airfield. The last shot you got of the airfield, we were standing on the other side of the hangar, down by those camouflage connexes down there. And there's the hangar and the street. Wonderful view. That's okay. Go back to the street.
Here it is.
Okay, you back on the street.
Yeah.
See way down there at the end. Okay, take this street that you're looking at now, multiply it by 2, and that's how long Camp Page is. It's a really small post. And then moving on there, the barracks camp. There's really not much to show. KSC, what is it, Korean, what is KSC?
Korean service.
Service Corps. Oh, it's written right there on the sign, jeez.
There's DOL.
Yeah. Well, we don't deal with those guys, you do.
I did.
You do. You're so special. There's a TMP vehicle. How special? Who's
No,
in
I
there?
didn't get it.
Is that the
Got him.
colonel? No.
I know there's Bond.
How's it going, sir? That was Bond. He's driving a captain today. He's usually driving the colonel.
There's front gate.
Front gate.
And there's Chuncheon.
Yeah, that's Chuncheon City out there. Really not much to see. You really can't see too much of the city. Oh, there's a shot. Go to the left. Oh, you probably already got that. Up there by the mountain, you can see some of the city. Note the Catholic church out there. And there's, I don't know, what'd you call the mountain again?
Pongosan.
Pongosan? Well, we call it Mount Chuncheon.
And then the small Korean letters say danger for fire.
What, at the top?
Yeah.
Oh,
I told you about that.
yeah, like 5 minutes ago.
It sounds like Hammett.
No, it's a
Okay.
10 ton or 5 ton. No, I
Okay,
don't think-
this is it. This is the end of it.
Hold on.
3. Say hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. Yeah, I've already. It's rolling. This is
Rolling?
it's on, Lee.
Okay. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
This is
Or whoever you are. I mean, I know this guy, but he's with such an ugly face. And he got longer than me in Korea. And he still got another year to go. Hell.
yeah, this is Specialist Lee. He's airborne. Dun dun dun. Who's that, Lee?
Don't know. Cut it, cut it, cut it!
Hold on, let me get Darnell. It's Big Fred. This is Big Ugly Nasty Greasy Red. What's the shirt say, Red?
Born to howl.
Oh hell. This is my
Short.
roommate, Mom. Dad.
32 days. 32 days. Tell him. 32.
Yeah, well I used to be shorter than you.
You messed up.
No more.
I've got 32 days.
Bye.
Say
See
bye.
you in 32 days.
military man with a conscience like you've got, what attitude do you take to the 50 or 100,000 deaths on the other side? I mean, how does one feel about those when it's all over?
I feel two ways. Number one, I regret the death of anyone. Number two, we only had 150 people killed. And the reason why we only had 150 people killed is because we so fiercely went after them that we struck terror in their hearts. And that resulted in I mean, 50,000 or 100,000 or 150 or whatever of them to be killed. I guess I could put it another way. If this battle had gone on for 6 months, it would have been a whole lot more than 50 or 100 or 150. But you don't pursue a battle worried about the casualties you inflict upon the enemy. The war was not our choosing. The war was their choosing. They had ample opportunity to avoid the war. Sherman said, what was it that Sherman said? You know, war is the remedy that our enemy has chosen, therefore let them have as much of it as they want. I think that was his words. I think to be a military commander, you have to have that attitude. And that is, look, war is not of my choosing, but when it comes, my objective is to keep as many of my people alive as I can, and you do that by inflicting the maximum casualties on your enemy. I'm not proud of killing, being responsible for the death of a single person. I never will be. But perhaps by the loss of those lives, we have saved literally hundreds of thousands more in this entire region for many, many years to come. And I like to think of it in those terms.
Did you expect on February the 24th that you'd have it all over in 100 hours?
No, no. My estimate, I knew it could be over in that amount of time, but I really thought it would take about 3 weeks. I thought that we would probably gain great initial surprise. Had they chosen to stand and fight, I'm not too sure that it wouldn't have taken longer. I mean, I'm quite sure it would have taken longer, but my initial estimate was about 2 to 3 weeks.
A really city guy's question. This is a real city guy's question, but it's an amazing triumph. You started, as you said, right back on January the 17th, and you managed to do all that with total surprise, the whole left hook, the whole Hail Mary thing. In that whole area, we were taking people through and so on. Wasn't there a single Iraqi living there with a telephone who picked up and rang Baghdad 4278 and said, guess I just saw some Americans walking by?
Yeah, but somebody mentioned that to me the other day and said, gee, we had Bedouins wandering through the area. But the secret...
Did we dress as Bedouin?
No, but they, Iraqi Bedouins...
No, but did we disguise ourselves? I mean,
no, not in this particular area. When you're on the ground, it is very difficult to understand the magnitude of what you are seeing. I mean, you could be driving your sheep through, and all of a sudden you can say, gosh, gee, a whole bunch of trucks here. I mean, if you're not trained, you don't know the difference between a tanker and a tanker, for that matter, a fuel tanker. So, I mean, as an innocent Bedouin driving your sheep through, you probably say, gee, there's a whole lot of vehicles around here, but you don't understand the magnitude of what you're looking at. It's only when you get up in the air, way up in the air, and you look down and you say, holy smokes, not only are there a whole bunch of tanks there, but there's a whole bunch of tanks over here, and there's a whole bunch of tanks over there, and you add it all up, and then all of a sudden the magnitude of the force. And you see, I think that was, the Iraqis knew we were out there because we had had border skirmishes and this sort of thing, and certainly the week before we had gone ahead and prepared the area for where we were going to attack. So they knew we were out there, but they didn't know we were out there with 2 full corps. I mean, the maximum of our combat power was out to the west, not directly in front of them, but 2 full corps, a total of 8 divisions were out there.
how were you consulted about the ceasefire? I mean, how did it happen?
Well, General Powell and I talked to each other several times a day, every day, where I was keeping him very closely advised on what was going on here. He was keeping me very closely advised as to what was going on in Washington. And of course, more importantly, he was keeping the Secretary of Defense and the President very closely advised on a daily basis. And so once, after the third day, as I say, we knew we had them. I mean, we had closed the back door. The bridges across the Tigris and Euphrates were out. We had cut Highway 8 that ran up the Tigris and Euphrates Valley on this side of the river. There was no way out for them. I mean, they could go through Basra. There were a few bridges going across the El Fal. There was to the El Fal, but there was nothing else. And it was literally about to become the Battle of Cannae, a battle of annihilation. So we were driving into their flank now with two corps completely intact, and they were in complete rout. And I reported that situation to General Powell, and he and I discussed, have we accomplished our military objectives, the campaign objectives? And the answer was yes. You know, there was no question about the fact that the campaign objectives that we established for ourselves were accomplished. The enemy was being kicked out of Kuwait, was going to be gone from Kuwait. We had destroyed the Republican Guard as a militarily effective force.
Had you totally destroyed it? I mean, in the sense, Egypt and Syria wanted to carry on and destroy it a bit more, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, it's a question of how do you define the word destroy? The Republican Guard was a militarily ineffective force, and we had inflicted great damage upon them, and they had been routed. Now, obviously, you know, we didn't destroy them to the very last tank, and again, this is a point that I think may be lost on a lot of people. That was a very courageous decision on the part of the president to also stop the offensive. You know, we didn't declare a ceasefire. What we did is we suspended offensive operations. Frankly, my recommendation had been, you know, continue to march. I mean, we had them in a route, and we could have continued to, you know, reap great destruction upon them. We could have completely closed the door and made it, in fact, a battle of annihilation. And the president, you know, made the decision that, you know, that we should stop at a given time, at a given place. That did leave some escape routes open for them to get back out, and I think it was a very humane decision and a very courageous decision on his part also. Because it's, you know, it's one of those ones that historians are going to second guess, you know, forever. Why didn't we go for one more day versus why did we stop when we did, when we had them completely routed? We're already getting the questions, well, they really weren't there in as much force as they said they were because you've only captured X number, you've only got Y number of estimated dead, and therefore it doesn't compute. Well, there were obviously a lot of people that escaped who wouldn't have escaped if the decision hadn't been made, you know, to stop us right where we were at that time. But again, I think that was a very courageous decision on the part of the president.
A very courageous decision and a very real debate, really, that between, on the one hand, completely dispensing with the Republican Guard so it could never be used again, as you were recommending, another 24 hours, versus the humanitarian decision. That is one of the, as you say, that is one of the great decisions of history.
Yeah.
Which way to do that?
I don't think you should put it in the context of the Republican Guard because they, remember, were the ones who were mostly to the rear, and a lot of them had bugged out already. I mean, they had long since, I think once they discovered that their flank up Route 8 was blocked, and they weren't going to, I think some of them had already long since escaped. As a matter of fact, they were north of the river, and we probably could have, had we gone on for another 24 hours, we could have inflicted terrible damage on them with air attacks and that sort of thing on the far side of the river, but nowhere near the devastation we were inflicting on, and the troops on this side of the river because, of course, the tank columns were just ripping through them at that time. But the forces that we really had trapped in that pocket were all the forces that were all the way down into Kuwait, and we're still trying to desperately retreat out of this very, very small route of escape that was left open to them. And so I think we probably would have inflicted a lot more damage, probably on the poor fellows that had been all the way down in the front lines and had managed to get all the way back there and were still there, than it would have been actually the Republican Guard. I think they had pretty well bugged out by that time.
So will the phrase that we read so often, the elite Republican Guard, go down in history as one of the most inaccurate cliches of all time?
Elite is a relative word, okay? Compared to the forces that we had arrayed against them, they definitely were not elite.
When you went to the talks about the ceasefire and so on, and you made those arrangements, looking back now, what angers you most about their infractions or breaches? Is it to do with the use of helicopters to suppress the civilian population? Is it the reports of napalm? What breaches of what they promised you that day anger you most?
Now, let me make very clear that this is Norm Schwarzkopf's personal opinion,
right,
okay? And certainly not a position of the government or anything like that. I think they suckered me. I think that when they asked me to use helicopters, at that time, you see, nothing was flying over Iraq, and we had said, you will not fly over Iraq. And they looked me straight in the eye and said, well, you've destroyed all of our bridges, you've destroyed all of our roads, and therefore it's hard to get around the country. We would like to fly our helicopters, and the purpose of flying those helicopters will be for transportation of government officials. It seemed like, given my marching orders, which was to make sure that we were establishing measures that would prevent the furtherance of conflict, that would avoid a furtherance of unnecessary bloodshed, and to dictate rather strong terms to them of what they would have to do. I was really interested in two things. First, in getting the POWs back as fast as we possibly could, and then secondly, setting up certain demarcation lines and that sort of thing, so that the conflict would not continue inadvertently by accident. Now, those were really the two primary things. So when they said to me, we would like to fly helicopters, I said, not over our forces. Oh, no, definitely not over your forces, just over Iraq, because for the transportation of government officials. That seemed like a reasonable request, and within my charter, I felt that was something that it was perfectly all right to grant. I think I was suckered, because I think they intended right then when they asked that question to use those helicopters against the insurrections that were going on. I think that absolutely was their intention. Again, a personal opinion, but I just, as I say, they suckered me.
So even in defeat, you can't trust Saddam Hussein. There'll be no real ceasefire, will there, until he goes? Really? A genuine one, will there?
Yeah, there will be a ceasefire. They wouldn't dare attack us or anyone else right now. First of all, there's such chaos in their own country that they got to get the home front straightened out. So the ceasefire is in effect as far as them attacking us and taking any overt action against us. However, we're not going to let down our guard. We're going to continue to do exactly what we told them we were going to do. And if they violate those rules and in any way threaten us, even in the slightest, they're going to pay for it. We're not going to tolerate any situation that would endanger our forces. But on the other hand...
So we wouldn't rule out, I mean, if he's listening to this, I mean, we wouldn't rule out a bombing raid if we had to protect our boys. We wouldn't rule out a bit more territory if we had to protect our boys.
Remember, we don't have a ceasefire. We have a unilateral cessation of offensive actions on the part of the coalition. And we agreed at Safwan that if they abided by the conditions that we set down, that we would continue with that unilateral cessation of offensive operations. The ceasefire has not been declared. They've declared a ceasefire. Of course, I would too if I had been routed and was on the run and say, hey, and they kept using the term at Safwan ceasefire, and I kept saying, this is not a ceasefire. What it is we have chosen to suspend offensive operations. But I think a more important thing is when you go back and look at Saddam Hussein's record, he's lied at every turn. He has never stopped lying. And so therefore, we're not about to, and they've told us on several other occasions since then, oh, you have to trust